The GTA 5 community, am I right, fellas? Oh my goodness, let me tell you something, alright? The GTA 5 community in itself, it's quite the case study, let me tell you. It's quite the interesting group. There's a good mix of different types of personalities there. However, it seems like the bad always outshines the good in any community. Talking about League of Legends, Rainbow Six, and even GTA 5 Online. Just the bad of the community, no matter how small, always comes to light and just overshadows the really good people out there who are trying their best to make the GTA 5 community not a toxic wasteland of just straight up pent up anger and aggression. Now, today I'm going to be telling you a little story of mine. Now, GTA 5 for me as a game, I could make a goddamn full length documentary on my adventures in this game. And, I might just do that, honestly. You might see me away for a few days making the 2 hour documentary about Myllers 04 and my adventures in GTA 5 Online, but that's a story for another day. Today I'm going to tell you about the time that I got basically DDoS'd on GTA 5. Now I know it's like, oh, spooky DDoS attack. Like that doesn't happen every other day on GTA 5 Online, right? Now I've basically been playing GTA 5 for the better part of half a decade, honestly. Like it's to me that sounds like a wild ass concept, but if you look at the stats, look at the numbers and how long I've been playing, I mean that it's ridiculous. I believe I've logged almost, I don't even know at this point, maybe almost a full 2 months or more, honestly, in just straight up in-game hours. And to me, that's honestly, I don't look at that as an achievement, right? In fact, that means I have a problem, if anything. But I was like, this game I play so much, right? I play because I love it. Like, I love just the interactions I have, the game modes, the stuff to do. I mostly like playing with my friends, right? Doing heists, things like that, completing goals. But if there's one worry I always had about GTA 5, it was the community. Now, I, myself, do not consider myself to be any sort of PvP god of the sense. Now, I will admit I have won various bouts in which the odds were against me. The odds were basically stacked against me. Like 2v1, 3v1, especially during the latter half, or the down times, I should call them, of my GTA 5 playing career, where I didn't have anyone by my side, and I was just sort of doing my own thing. And I'd get into these fights with just 3 other people. Now, usually I'd lose these fights, but there are some rare opportunities, some rare times where I'd actually come out the victor, which I found to be pretty surprising, all things considered. I mean, I'm not out here on GTA every day practicing my PvP skills. I'm just, the only PvP experience I've gotten is from the Otterso PvP game mode I've played and of course, the free roam PvP interactions I've had. Now, this little PvP battle I had with these 2 fellas, I'm not going to name them to, I can't just start doxing people out here, and I don't want anyone to go around harassing people if it's unnecessary. This is like almost a year old now, so at this point it's in the past. But this really made me think, right? After I had this PvP battle, it really made me think. So let's just start with the story, the intro, the preface, the context to why this happened. So I was fucking around, right? I didn't know what to do in GTA 5. It was one of those days where it's like, I've pretty much got nothing to do, right? So I'm just screwing around in the game. On my mini-map, pops up import-export vehicle, but they look like they're having a little bit of trouble. So I go over there with the full intention of not even bothering, right? I'm not going to help nobody. This guy's out here, basically, I get he's like probably a new player or something, because the way he's going about it, like he got his car stuck on a hill, and the cops, you know how the cops are at the helicopter, and they just keep pursuing you even after you died. So they just keep gunning him down as he tries to climb the hill. I just walk up, grab the car, and leave. But then I have a moment of reflection. I say, why do I do this? What is the point? I could literally just do anything else but this. Why be the asshole in this case? That poor bastard was probably working his tail off trying to get back in the car, and I just come in like no resistance at all from the cops. I just swoop in and take it. So by this point, I'm thinking, okay, fine. I'm going to get out the car and just walk away. Now, you see, the thing about GTA 5 is that the physics are, let's just say, a little bit, shall we say, wonky. There's nothing inherently wrong with them, just the way they play is inherently arcadey, unrealistic for a rather realistic game. So when I go, right, I'm slowing down the car on the highway. Then I get one of my tires popped. The cops started chasing me, right? Because I got in the import-export vehicle, so my tire gets popped. The bearing of the highway, I get basically, the car gets catapulted over, and I'm pressing Y at this point to get out, so I'm flung out of the car, and the car goes into the ocean. It's gone. It's totaled. I'm just sitting there like, fuck. I look like the biggest, douchiest asshole in this entire game right now. It looks like, from his perspective, it probably looks like I just drove the car into the river just to fuck with him. So admittedly, I was going to be like, oh, shit, maybe I should apologize because I'm Canadian and all that, because, you gotta say I'm sorry about what I did to you, right? Then this guy goes absolutely ballistic, right? Without a second thought, this man goes from looking like a complete dumbass just a few seconds ago till he's got the Mark II out ready to go, right? He's got his buddy on call, and he's about to go to war right now. Obviously, I don't really want this smoke. I didn't intend for this to happen, but I'm already getting killed out here. So I think to myself, you know what? I'm going to fight this guy, but not with my Mark II oppressor, because I don't like fighting like that. If he wants to use some stupid-ass vehicle, this is before the Mark II patch, right? If he wants to use some stupid-ass vehicle, he can go fuck himself. I don't care. He can use it all he wants. I don't care. I'm going to try and find a weakness. I'm going to try and find a way to overcome this. Because what he's doing is he's blowing me up, right? If I get into a vehicle, he blows me up. And then if I go hide behind cover or something, or go into a populated area like a building that he can't just use the missiles on, he'll just park up on a hill and start sniping. Cheese tactics. All I'm doing is I'm practicing using the RC car and tank. I'm learning how I can best use these two vehicles, right? I, of course, lose by a landslide, as you'll see in this message that's coming up. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I'm down almost 20 kills, right? At this point, I've basically, it's been almost an hour since that incident. It's time to stop fucking with this guy. It's time, we gotta stop this. So I just go into passive mode, right? So he of course, comes with the usual 23 and 7, don't fuck with my shit, enjoy your internet. It's pretty cool out there in Canada. And I'm like thinking, wait a minute, internet? Canada? Oh no, he's got my IP. Of course, I'm not really I just go with my standard okay approach, because it's not that hard to find someone's IP online. And the fact that he wasn't able to nail it to a T, I thought that was kind of okay, whatever, this guy's he's going to dox me, but at the end of the day, it's like the most childish flex I've ever seen. Go on to the internet, right? Go open a Google Chrome browser, search up IP lookup. Type in your IP, you'll see how amazingly close, it's scary how close you can get to your actual location just through an IP lookup. And this isn't some deep web shit. This is just regular, look it up on Google Chrome. There's a bunch of sites. It's crazy. But the fact that he was only able to nail down the country, I was like, okay, yeah, whatever, dude. So I'm at this point, I don't even bother responding to him, right? I do the usual, block and report, because this guy's got my IP, and he's basically doing this stupid shit, right, where he's like, oh yeah, Canada, right, where you from? He's basically trying to use a scare tactic that isn't scaring me at all. So I get doxxed. Not doxxed, rather, DDoS'd, right? My internet just flatlines on me. So a little bit of an educational tip here, right? If you're getting DDoS'd, right, if you're basically getting overloaded with load requests to your specific IP, the best thing you can do if you have no knowledge of how to really stop it, all you do really is just unplug your router. Because what that does is that after a while, when your router's unplugged, it'll usually just come up with a different IP. That, or you can type in your IP on your computer browser and then open up basically what is sort of your provider's window, and basically it has all the maintenance features for your router, right? And you can change it from there manually. I just unplug my router, and then after a while, it changes, so I come back, and I'm like, well, god motherfucking damn. This is the exact shit that honestly made me go, this game is actually not what for me. This game is absolutely retarded. Because here's the thing, right? In that hour he spent fucking with me, right, trying to kill me, instead of doing a sensible sort of, better man type of thing, right, where he went, okay, I could spend an hour fucking with this guy, right? Or I could get 3 cars in that 1 hour and just make my bank back, But instead, no. The 11-year-old on Adderall just completely loses it, right? And spends the next hour killing me. For what? He lost 1 import-export vehicle. And it's not like he was selling or anything either. He was he was getting it to his warehouse. So he didn't actually lose anything but time. He didn't lose no money. He didn't lose like a car he'd been storing up to actually sell to a high-end dealer for a while. No, he lost basically. Only thing he lost was time. So next time, if you're watching this and you're playing GTA, right, and someone fucks with you, I want you to think about it. Should I gut back at them? Because honestly, if you want to do that, then that's, by all means, that's fine. I've done that plenty of times. I've just been like, okay, you know what? I don't really want to do any more work. I'm just going to go fuck with this guy because he fucked with me, right? That's completely fair. But then you got to really think, is it really worth going to such lengths? Like, this guy doxed me, which isn't the biggest deal in the world. I mean, literally anyone can do this basically if they know what they're doing. But this shit is illegal. So you got to think, okay, if I'm going to go to those lengths, right, over a video game, maybe take a second and think about that. If you're really about to go to those lengths over a video game, it's fine if you go after him just in game, you know, a little combat, a little PvP. That's fine. That's all in game stuff. But once it gets out of the game, right? Once you're starting to do that illegal stuff, that's when it's like, okay, maybe you need to step back from the game and take a moment to think about what you're really doing out here, because this shit is illegal. And if you get caught, God forbid you get caught, do you really want to be known as the guy that got caught doxing people, or not doxing, DDoSing people, and served time for that shit over a video game? I wouldn't want to be that guy. Sometimes, honestly, the best thing you can do to piss someone off is not give them the attention they're looking for. Like, if someone comes in killing you, right, and comes back trying to kill you again, go into passive mode, just ignore them. There's no shame in that. In fact, you'll probably piss them off even more if you just ignore them. Because let me just tell you something about the GTA 5 community. You got to understand that while this is an M for mature game, there are literal children out here, attention-whoring children, right, who don't get enough love from their parents, who are just trying to get your attention instead. So if you want to piss them off, if you want to fuck with them, all you really have to do is just ignore them. If any shred of respect is left in this community, it is in the people who are the better men. In these scenarios that could actually end up in quite possibly someone going to jail, cooler heads will prevail. That's all I really got to say. I don't know. I really came out here with no blueprint of how to make this video, so I just said what needed to be said. But if you liked it, feel free to leave a like. Comment if you ever had an experience like this in GTA 5 where you've basically not even been DDoS, but some asshole was fucking with you. What did you do in that scenario? Are you proud of what you did? And don't forget to subscribe. We're almost at 30. I'm so happy. We're almost at 30. We got to 25. Now we're going to 30. Man, I'm really liking this momentum we're building. So, anyways, that's it. Again, it's getting way too long. And yeah, take care.